Welcome to Digitalsoftecs. In this session, we are going to explain you about the types of operating system. So let's move on and look about today's agenda. So types of operating system. A simple batch system, we have multi-programming system, time sharing system, single process system, distributed system, cluster, handheld and real-time system. These are the very basic and important types of operating system had used. Some of them are earlier and some of them are now used in the current age. So we have a simple batch system. Early computer run from console, the card reader and tape drives for input devices, where input devices line printer, tape drives and a punch card were common output devices. So in simple batch system, we assign a job to a punch card or a tape drive, and we use multiple punch card and tape drives. So when job 1 is completed, so the system will execute the next job. So we assign each job on a punch card. So when job 1 is completed, then job 2 will be executed, and when job 2 is completed, then job 3 will execute, and that is the last job till the last job executed. So that is why they were very time consuming systems, and they are called simple batch system. So the operating system was simple. It is a job. Its basic job was to transfer control automatically from one job to next. So when job 1 is completed, the control will automatically transfer towards job 2. The example of digital equipments, VMS. This is a simple system. So this is a simple batch system where the job are assigned on a punch card, and when job 1 is executed, so when job 1 take 1 hour, then we till wait for the system. After 1 hour the job 1 is completed, then we next move towards and wait for the system to execute another job. So we assign each job to a punch card and tape drives. So they were the input devices and they were used to execute the job. So it's all about the simple batch system. We have a multi-program system. Multi-program operating system is a system which run more than one job. Is called multi-program system. Like if we compare with simple batch system, so batch system execute only one job. In multi-program system, we can execute more than one program. So in multi-program operating system was a group of jobs that are ready to be executed is called a job pool. Since in this operating system more than one program are ready to be executed, if one job in the CPU pool wait for IO devices, then the next job will execute it. So the basic difference between the batch system and multi-program system is that when the job 1 is waiting for IO input output devices or any other resource, so then job 2 will execute it. While in simple batch system, the job 1 will finish 100%, then the job 2 will execute. Now in multi-program system, if job 1 can wait for some kind of resources like input output devices or printer or whatever they needed, so then the job 2 will execute it, and this will help us to execute the program with the help of job pool. So in job pool the job are assigned. So if one job is executed, then another job also executed when the job 1 is waiting for something. So that is why they are called multi-program system. So this is the simple thing. Now in operating system, job 1, job 2, job 3, job 4. So when job 1 is completed, then job 2 will execute. When job 2 needs some kind of resource like input output devices, so then the job 3 will execute. That is why they are called the job pool, and they need less time than the batch system to execute the program. We have the time sharing operating system. So let's first understand what is time sharing. In batch operating system, the user cannot interact with the job when it is being executed. It means that all possible decision must be taken before a job execution. The user is unable to change until the job execution completed. Now in batch system, we assign everything. We take all the decision before inputting the punch card or tape drives and before the system execute the program. So in batch system, it not allow the user to interact with the program until the system had finished the program. So all the possible decisions must be taken before execution the job. So in time sharing operating system, So in time sharing was introduced to make a computer system interactive. CPU is most important user resource that is shared. So central processing unit execute a program. So now each job gets CPU for a small amount of time. When that allotted time ends, the next job will allocate it to a CPU. So in time sharing, we assign a small amount of time for a job one. So when that time expires, the control will transfer toward the next job. So it is more powerful and more powerful execution of program as compared to the previous systems we have discussed, like simple batch, multi-program. So in time sharing operating system, we allotted a small amount of time to the program or to the job, and then that time expires, so the operating system or the CPU will transfer their control toward the next job. So that is called time sharing. So let's explain the time sharing operating system. Time sharing operating system is a multi-user, multi-process and interactive system. It allows multiple users to share computer simultaneously. It is used when several users are linked through communication network to a single computer. Now, a time sharing operating system, we allow the more than one user to use one computer simultaneously. Like if I have one computer, I have more than one user, so I assign 5 seconds or 5 minutes to the user one. So when that 5 minutes expire and that 5 minutes passes, so the system will transfer towards the user two. So that is why I use the computer interactive way by with the help of time sharing, and that system is connected with the network with the help of network. So there is another concept. So the computer operates very quickly and can distribute time slice to various tasks. So the computer rapidly switches back and forth among different tasks. So for task one, I've assigned the system 5 seconds. So after 5 seconds, the system will transfer control to the next job, as we discussed earlier. So time sharing is very interactive, very helpful for us to execute more than one program at a time. So time sharing system use CPU scheduling and multi-programming to provide each user with a small portion of time shared computers. As we discussed that we assign small amount of time to user to jobs to execute on the system. So that is the time sharing. CPU allocate 12 nanoseconds to job 1. So when after that 12 nanosecond, then job 2 will execute it. After that 12 nanosecond, then job 3 will execute it. And we assign the same, the constant time we assign, like 12 nanosecond to job 1, 12 to job 2, and 12 to job 3. This is constant time sharing. Time sharing is constant among all the jobs. So we have a single process operating system. A single processor contain only one processor which can only execute one process at a time and carry next process in the queue until the current job processing ends. Single operating system is suitable for general purpose on such as a disk and data input like keyboard. Like now, a single processor. A processor is a hardware part which execute, which process our programs, which process our job or task. So in single processor, it contain only one processor. In single processor operating system, we have only one processor and execute only one time, and all the job are placed in the queue. When the job one is executed, then the job two will the next job will execute. So this is called the single process operating system. It is suitable for the general purpose. Like we have, this is a system which is generally used for a special kind of purpose, like data inputting, like keyboards. So it is a single process operating system which help us to use the resources at for special purposes. That is called the single process operating system. Now, distributing operating system. A distributing system that computation among several physical processors is called distributing operating system. It's also known as loosely coupled system. It means that processes do not share memory, data structure, or the system clock. So the process in distributed system may vary with the speed, size, and functions. Advantages of distributing systems. So this is a system which is distributed. They are called distributed. Why they are called distributed? This is because a system that distribute the computation among several physical processes is called distributed system. Means the process is divided among several processor. So now if I have job one and I have uh, two processors, so the half the job will assign to processor number one, and then the half of the job will assign to process number 2. That is why this system called a distributed system. So they shared program among the processor. So that is why they are called distributed systems. And the second one is that it means that the processor do not share memory, data structure, or system clock. It just share the system, not the job, not the memory, not the data structure, not the system clock. So the processor in distributed system may vary in size, speed, and function. That is why less memory. And their advantages are resource sharing, computation speed up, reliability, because their functions and their responsibility are very small. That is why we use distributed systems. So the distributed system use a distributed operating system which share the program or job among a different processor. So they are called, and they are used for a very basic functions, and they have a very specific responsibility to confirm, like resource sharing, like a keyboard, mouse, everything that is shared, a memory, everything that is shared, line printer, computation speed up, like program calculation, reliability means the resources that are available when they are requested. So we have the cluster systems. A cluster system use multiple CPUs to accomplish a task. Before moving towards the cluster system, a cluster system is a system, for example, if I have more than one computer at, at location number 1, and at location number 2, which is far away from me, I have more than one system, like 5 computer system I have. So that I have assigned these things, and I use a network, and I place the system as a task. Like with the help of network, I make network of this location number 1 computers available, and link with the location number 2 computers available. So they are called clusters. So when I want to execute job, so I will just place this job at a cluster, and that cluster divide this job among the multiple computers, and with the less time they will execute my jobs. And they have more than one CPU, so it is very powerful. So it is different from the parallel system. In the cluster system consists two or more individual system coupled together. When we coupled a system more than one system, so the cluster computer share storage and are and share and link with the LAN, local area networking. So I have explained you that these, with the help of local area network, I make the network of computers, and they are called cluster, and this process called clustering. So the clustering usually performed to provide high availability. A layer of cluster software runs on cluster nodes, so each node can monitor more than one nodes over the LAN. So a layer software can run on cluster nodes, and they use the same operating systems in some way. And the responsibility of this clustering is to execute the job, and to share resources among the people. So a computer system can control these things, and they are called cluster systems, and they execute jobs, and they have more than one CPU. So that is why its speed is very high. So next one is real-time systems. A real-time is a system that ensures the exact time requirements for a job. Like a real-time system is that kind of system when I need to click on the job, so they will execute it at that time, and they have a specific amount of time to execute the job. If a real-time system does not complete a task in a set time, so they are not real-time systems. If they can't complete my work in the given time, so we have two types of real-time systems. So what are the real-time system? Missile systems, autopilot system in airplane are called real-time systems. Number one is hard real-time system. A hard real-time system guaranteed a job will executed with a given time. Like if I press fire on the missile system, so the missile will fire. So they are called hard real-time system. Autopilot system is a hard real-time system, because if some minimum amount of uh, delay in the time occurs, so it will crash the aeroplane. That is why they are very mission critical systems, we can say. They are with they fail, they will gives us a big loss. So they are called hard real-time systems. So we have a second one is soft real-time systems. A soft real-time system is much less restrictive version of hard real-time system. This system not assure the job will execute it done in the peer computer, like my CPU, my computer system is a soft real-time systems. That is why I click on the job, so they will not execute my job in the given time. So all the system, rather than missile systems, autopilot systems, and the system they are used in general routine, like computer system, mobile system, all these are system are called soft real-time system because they cannot execute the job in the given time, and they cannot give any kind of loss, any kind of damage. So they are called the soft real-time systems. We have a handheld system like PDS, personal digital assistant, like scheduling the meeting, everything. So these are called handheld systems, and the handheld system have very small operating system which can just record the meetings, dates, email, play music. So they are very simple system, and their operating system are very simple. The small computer organizers were available in 1980s. So they are called PDA. Now mobile phone and the smartphones have replaced their handheld system with this mobile system because we use for multiple purposes. We use for internet, we record, and we schedule our meetings, everything that is scheduled with the help of smartphones. So now smartphones are called handheld system, but PDA, but handheld system like PDA were the base for this mobile system.